Okay, so you're interested in the video itself, is that right?
Yeah, it sounds like you want to know more about the actual footage that they're capturing.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, we have discussed many devices.
And, how they're all used for a field trip.
Well, if we look at the source material, there's a lot going on with the video.
Okay, so let's unpack that. There are multiple different kinds of video.
And with those 360 wheels, it can turn around so quickly, and the cover protects everything.
And like you said, it folds into a small package for easy transport with a cover, and everything stays dry.
And that makes so much sense for the field trips, right? Especially if it rains.
Yeah, it's all part of how they are adapting this system to different situations, like field trips and the rain.
Okay, so let's keep going. You've been really helpful in clarifying everything.
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
In addition to that, the videographer can clamp a tray to the handle of the mobile cart so he can place a laptop on it.
Oh, that's a really interesting detail. Thanks for bringing that up.
Yeah, so you're saying in addition to all of that, they can clamp a tray too.
Exactly, and that makes you think about what they might be putting on that tray.
Right, it's like another piece in this whole...
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
Yes, they put a laptop, a PC, on the tray so they can also stream and record from the PC in addition to the other recording devices.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks for chiming in. That's a great detail.
Yeah, that really helps to complete the picture. They put a laptop on the tray.
Okay, so it's not just a tray, but a place for a laptop or PC too. Wow.
Exactly, which means they can also stream and record from the PC. That's a key point.
Oh, wow, that's incredible. So they're using the tray as a kind of mobile workstation.
Yeah, if we connect this to the bigger picture, that adds so much to their workflow.
Right, like they can connect all their different devices to it, even the laptop, right?
And that also means they can access software or files from the PC for their field trips.
Okay, so that tray isn't just for keeping stuff organized, but also for a laptop to stream.
Right, and it really highlights how adaptable their entire setup is.
So they can easily edit footage or stream the video live from that PC too.
And that explains why they need that tray. It's like a portable desk for the field trip. Okay, thanks for that extra detail. That's helpful. Hey, yeah, what's up?
It is just like a portable desk to place the laptop on it or even put food on it.
Ah, okay, that's a great way to put it. It's like an affordable desk.
Yeah, it's like they've created a little mobile office with that tray for the laptop too.
Exactly. It gives them a stable surface to work even when they're moving around.
And it makes sense. It's portable. It has a rain cover. It's like a little desk for a laptop.
It really shows how resourceful they are, making the setup so adaptable, even with a laptop on a tray.
Yeah, it's like a whole mobile studio right there on the cart with the laptop and all that.
Okay, that's a great way to think about it. It's like an affordable desk.
Yeah, that really helps us picture it, a place to put the laptop and everything else too.
So it's not just a tray, but a portable surface for the PC.
Right, and like we said, it's part of this whole mobile workstation setup from field trips.
And that makes sense with everything else we have been talking about.
Okay, so with...
Yes, so they can, when they don't need it, they can unhook the tray and place the tray and the PC and the food inside this teacher's mobile cart.
That's a really interesting point. Thanks for letting us know that.
Yeah, so when they're done with it, they can just unhook the tray.
Right, and put the tray, the PC, and even their food inside the cart.
That's a great way to keep everything together and secure.
Exactly, and it makes a lot of sense for those field trips, right?
Yeah, it's like everything has its place, even their lunch.
And that really shows how well organized the whole system is, right?
It's not just for the tech, but for all the other things they need.
So the tray and the PC are not just for working, but for storage, too.
Right, it's like they've thought of everything from the cameras to the food.
And with the laptop, they can also stream, right? That's cool.
Right, they can use the PC for all kinds of things.
Yeah, like editing, or maybe even running that AI chatbot or other things.
Well, if we look at the source material, there are a few things they do with the PC.
Okay, so let's unpack that. How are they using that PC?
It's all starting to make sense.
Yeah, and now that we have this great image of the whole thing.
And we know there's a lot going on in the videos themselves.
Right, so let's dive into the videos they're making.
Okay, so they've got all of this tech, and they're capturing the live class.
And like we were talking about, they're also documenting everything.
Yeah, all those different angles and all those devices.
Yeah, and that really does help connect everything, that they're using a PC.
So they're using the tray as a place to put the laptop and stream. That's incredible.
Okay, so now we know that they also use a PC on the tray for their recording setup.
Yeah, and with that tray in mind, let's keep going and unpack it all.
Right, we have the phone, the tablet, and the 360 camera all capturing things.
And we've got the video glasses and the step recorder too, and the laptop.
Well, from the transcripts, we see that they're using the phone a lot.
Right, for those live streams, but also for other things too.
And we also see that they're using the head-mounted tablet.
Yes, for recording and also transferring data to their PC.
And then there's the 360 camera capturing a wider view.
And also those goggles too, right? All while on field trips.
Exactly. They're really maximizing all of these angles.
Yeah, and they're switching between all these different recording devices.
And it's all for a more engaging and interactive online class.
Right, it's not just a lecture, but a whole experience with those different camera angles.
So it's a class, but also a kind of a show.
Yeah, with so much going on at the same time, using a laptop on that tray.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, it's all about creating that audit trail.
And like we said, they have the option to record to the local device and stream live.
Okay, so the video is coming from all of these sources, and it's live and pre-recorded, right?
Yeah, and they are using that for the field trip and also the classroom and the laptop too.
What's fascinating here is how all of this video works together, including the laptop.
Well, they're using it to upload the videos to YouTube and also managing those files.
And that makes a lot of sense with everything we have talked about today.
Yeah, we've gone through all the details of what they're doing.
Right, from the tech to the live streams and now to the videos.
Okay, so let's take a closer look at the videos.
So how do all these different video sources come together, right?
Yeah, like they're all happening at the same time. What does it all look like?
Yeah, we saw how they were organizing the files earlier in the transcript.
And it's likely the laptop is also running all the live stream stuff too.
Right, that makes sense with everything else. So the PC is another key part of the setup.
So it's not just for recording, but also for processing.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. It's like the brains of the operation.
Like, how do they switch between the different cameras or those different live views on the PC too?
Well, from the source material, we know that they're combining footage.
Right, so it's not just one camera view, but all of them at the same time.
So they're blending different perspectives from all of those devices too.
Yeah, like they're switching from the wide-angle view to the close-up.
And that makes it feel so dynamic, not just a static recording.
It really does. It's so interesting how they're using different devices at the same time.
Right. That's a really important question, and it's something we'll continue to unpack.
So let's keep that in mind, and that laptop too.
Yeah, and if we connect that to the bigger picture, it's all about convenience and that PC.
Okay, let's dig into that. What does this tray and the PC add to the setup?
Well, if we think about what we've already covered, it's clear that they are mobile, right?
Okay, so let's keep that in mind as we continue.
It's like they're switching camera angles, like you said, during the live stream.
And that really makes it more engaging for the students, right?
Right, so they're making use of all of those different devices.
And like we talked about, the head-mounted tablet lets them record what they see.
Exactly, so it's like a view from their perspective, which is so unique.
Okay, so let's recap everything. We went through all the devices they're using.
And we talked about all the different ways they're making those videos.
We explored all the tech and how they're used on the field trips.
And that really gives you a... Oh, yeah, uh-huh.
Yes, and the storage is divided by device. So there's a Galaxy phone, a black Galaxy phone.
Ah, okay, that's a really great point. Thanks for adding that detail.
Yeah, so you're saying the storage is divided based on which device is recording.
Exactly, and that makes a lot of sense of all the different devices.
Like each device is creating its own set of files, so it's all separate.
Yep, go on.
Right, you have to separate the files because this way you can figure out which device malfunctions. You look at a bad video and then you know it is the Galaxy black phone or the red head-mounted tablet.
Oh, that's a fantastic point. Thanks for sharing that insight.
Yeah, that makes perfect sense. So it's also for troubleshooting too.
Exactly. You're saying that by separating the files, they can easily identify which device may have an issue.
Like if the video has a problem, they look at the files and know where it came from.
And if it's from the black phone or the red tablet, they can quickly figure out which one malfunctioned.
Okay, so it's not just about organizing, it's also about diagnosing problems.
Right, it's like having a clear trail so they know where to look if anything goes wrong.
Yeah, that's a really great insight, and it really highlights how organized they are.
And that also makes it easier to find the files they need later, too.
Yeah, so it's not just a mess, it's actually very structured. Even the... Oh yeah, go on.
All the files are stored on the PC temporarily, and then after the end of the event, all copied to external USB hard drive for permanent storage.
Okay, that's a really helpful detail. Thanks for chiming in with that.
Yeah, so you're saying all of the files are stored on the PC temporarily.
Right, and then after the event, they're copied to an external hard drive.
Oh, that makes sense. So the PC is like a temporary hub for all those files.
And that external drive gives them extra storage, so it's all backed up too.
It makes you wonder how much storage they actually need, right? Ah, okay, thanks for that. That's interesting.
Yeah, that's a key detail. So they are stored on the PC temporarily.
And you're saying that they're copied to an external USB drive later.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, it is an 8 terabyte external hard drive, portable hard drive, SSD, solid state drive.
Oh, that's fantastic. Thanks for clarifying that for us.
Yeah, so it's an 8 terabyte external hard drive. That's a lot of space.
And it's a portable SSD, a solid state drive. That's really fast.
Right, so not only is it a large drive, but also very quick to copy files.
Okay, so they're using a portable 8 terabyte SSD. That's a lot of storage.
And that makes sense with all of those different video files from all the devices.
Oh, for sure. Especially with all of these different video files from all the devices.
Ah, okay, that's a great point. Thanks for adding that.
Yeah, so you're saying that the storage for all of those devices is separated?
Right, that makes a lot of sense. And it also keeps things organized.
Okay, so the storage isn't one big thing, but separated by each device, right?
Exactly. And if we connect this to the bigger picture, that makes for an efficient workflow.
And that really ties back into all that meticulous file management we were talking about earlier.
Yeah, that's a really important point, and we should definitely keep that in mind.
Okay, so you're saying there is separate storage for all those devices.
Yeah, that means each camera has its own storage, and the tablet, and even the phone.
Right, and it explains how they're managing all of that data too.
Okay, so now we know how they're organizing all that storage.
And that makes sense with everything we've been talking about today.
Right, it really shows how they're handling all those different files.
Yeah, it's like they're staging everything on the PC before moving them.
And that also makes it easier to move things to that external drive.
So the PC is not for long-term storage, it's for the event.
Right, and after they're done, they move all the files. That's really smart.
Okay, so let's just really clarify this to make sure we have it right.
Okay, so you're saying that they use the PC to store all the files temporarily.
And then at the end, it's all transferred to a USB hard drive.
Exactly, so that's like a final place where it all goes.
And this makes sense for everything we talked about today. So many files.
Yeah, and if we connect this to the bigger picture, it's about efficiency.
Like having a clear system so they know where everything is.
And it makes you wonder how much storage they're using, right?
Okay, so let's dive into that. What is the storage capacity?
Well, we know they're dealing with lots of video files,
And that's from a lot of different devices too.
right? And also audio, and all those screen recordings.
And that really helps to give us a complete